Welcome to Ayurveda and Spirituality with your host, Alakananda Ma, a renowned Ayurvedic expert and a graduate of a top London medical school. She is the principal of Alundi Ayurveda Gurukula, a unique apprenticeship-style school in Boulder, Colorado. She is a spiritual mother, teacher, flower essence maker, and storyteller. Join us as we uncover the timeless principles of Ayurveda, discover practical tips for enhancing vitality, and explore the deeper dimensions of spirituality that intertwine with the ancient science of life.
Namaste, everyone, and welcome to this special Mother's Day talk on spiritual motherhood. So, spiritual motherhood is not only for women, not only for females, not only for double X people, double X and no Y. Spiritual motherhood is for everyone. Spiritual motherhood is for women who have birthed children and women who have not. Spiritual motherhood is for cis women and trans women. Spiritual motherhood is for women, men, and non-binary. Spiritual motherhood is for men. Do you hear me? Spiritual motherhood is for men, and not only for trans men who were born with wombs, but for all men. In fact, the great teacher of our lineage, Upasani Maharaj, really emphasized the importance of men also finding the quality of spiritual motherhood. He said, men must be able to serve the bakari. Men must be able to give the flatbread. They must develop that quality that women innately have. Men must learn the spiritual qualities of a mother. And then he said, the world will be a better place. So happy Mother's Day to all of us, because we can all develop the 7 qualities of spiritual motherhood. And the 7 qualities of spiritual motherhood do go with the qualities that we have in the 7 chakras, but from a motherhood perspective. So let's start with the root chakra, the earth element, the perineum, and the cervix. It is the cervix that is responsible for supporting and holding in place the baby in the womb. So here we find the first quality of spiritual motherhood, support. As spiritual mothers, we must be able to support ourselves and others. So first of all, we must feel and find that supportive quality in ourselves, and that includes being able to take care of the strength of our own perineum. So everyone of all genders should be practicing the Kegel exercises so that they can actively provide strength to the perineum, which gives a sense of support to the entire body. We all need to learn how to stand strong, stand tall, strong legs, well supported. Okay, some of us don't have legs. Some of us use wheelchairs and other such devices, but we can still feel and find that strong quality of support. That is the first quality of spiritual motherhood. We need to provide physical support for ourselves, emotional and spiritual support for ourselves. We need to be able to support children, our children, all the children of the world, financially, emotionally, and spiritually. So feeling that real quality of support as we extend it out as spiritual motherhood, we will care for all children everywhere in the world. We will care about the Universal Declaration on Rights of the Child, and we will care to stand up to support children around the world to see that that declaration is upheld. We see so many countries where children are being bombed, where children are losing limbs, where children are starving, as they are in Sudan en masse, uh, where children are without homes, where children are neglected, where children cannot get education. And in activating our spiritual motherhood, we need to stand tall, stand strong, be that on our legs or with our mobility device, be strong to support all the children of the world, all the beings of the world, all the animals, all the trees, all the beings. We all have our own calling. Like my friend Nathan, his great calling is supporting the redwoods, which he is doing with an incredible book that he created with his artwork and photographs of the redwoods, and he sells that book to raise money to fund the protection of the redwoods. So some of us are called to support trees, to support forests. Some of us are called to support animals. One of my patients is really into fostering kittens and going to the shelter and looking after kittens and supporting them. We all have different callings to support, but we find our spiritual motherhood in that strength and that ability to support others. And so we come on to the second chakra. This is the water element, the Svadhisthana chakra. This is the womb for those of us that have a physical womb or were born having a physical womb. We have that womb. If not, we still have that psychic, that emotional womb, which is that ability to hold and nurture another. So the womb havers, the once upon a time formerly womb havers, and those who were not born with wombs, we all have that spiritual womb. We all have that ability to hold, to nurture another. So we can nurture ourselves by following a good Ayurvedic diet, a good diet where we have plenty of vegetables, fruits, whole grains, plenty of dals, beans, legumes, unless you're one of the people that cannot digest those foods, include plenty of them in your diet. We want to begin by nurturing ourselves, nourishing ourselves with proper diet, not fast food, food that is cooked, that is prepared with love. We can nurture ourselves and those around us with the love that we put into the food that we cook. So the Svadhisthana chakra, the water element, the preparing of nourishing food for ourselves, for our families. Maybe some of us are cooking for soup kitchens. Maybe some of us are donating to feed the hungry. We are finding different ways to nurture. As Neem Karoli Baba says, love everyone, serve everyone, feed everyone. I have an apron that says, feed everyone, because food is a primary source of nurturance. It really matters the energy that we put into the food, that energy of love, of care by which we nourish, by which we nurture others. We hold in the womb, not all of us holding at this time a baby in a physical womb, but holding those we love in the womb of our nurturance and our care, and how that goes with food, nourishment, nurturance. And so we come on to the third chakra, the Manipur chakra, the city of gems, and the fire element. Here comes this quality of protection. A mother has that fierceness of protection. There was that time when myself and my friend Rosalind and some other young people, when we were in Tanzania, in East Africa, and we went on safari in a Toyota Land Cruiser that we rented. And we're driving along on the Toyota Land Cruiser, and we're going through Tarangire Park, the incredible place. And it so happens that we managed to get between the baby elephants and the grown-up elephant. And that incites the great big elephant to come to attack us, to protect the baby elephants. And he's moving towards us slowly, but he's so close you can see the hairs on his hooves, and he's beginning the slow motion part of his charge, which is where you just need to back off before he gets the full adrenaline rush and he starts to charge full speed and he can't stop. And the reverse gear sticks. And for a moment he could have stomped that Toyota Land Cruiser as flat as a pancake. Luckily, the driver, just in the nick of time, manages to engage reverse. We get out of there, and the babies are no longer separated from the herd, and the big elephant calms down, and all is well. The power of protection. We will do anything to protect the young, our children, those who depend upon us. I also have a friend who ended up raising her ex-partner's daughter, who was not her biological child at all, but my friend was the person the girl wanted to be with and felt safe with. And we literally sat down and did a flower essence together for my younger friend. And her intention, when we do a flower essence, we set an intention. And she said to protect, I will not name her, to protect the girl, who we won't name, as a lioness, to find that fierceness of a lioness, to protect her. So we did the flower essence, and you know what? She won that girl in a court. She won custody of her, and she raised her completely. And it's a kind of a bit of a happily ever after story. But she had to activate all the fierceness that she could activate to protect that girl from adults she didn't want to be with and didn't feel safe with, and to fulfill her commitment to that young person, and then to be a single mom of a child that's not your child and raise her. So the power of protection is very much a woman thing. That is why we have the goddess Durga, who rides on a tiger in all ferocity. You know, I said the word tiger, And Durga and Dora Kitty sitting in here, and she did a happy wiggle thing. She's talking about me. Mommy's talking about me. She's talking about Durga and tigers. She said, yes, that's right. Tiger. That's right, Dora Kitty. Tiger is a kind of great big kitty, isn't he? So Durga is fierce. She rides on a tiger. She has 8 arms full of weapons. She protects the earth from the demonic forces. So again, that protection can manifest in many ways. It certainly is protecting our children, protecting all the endangered children. Some people are there, like Julia Butterfly Smith, to protect the forest uh, by sitting in a tree. There were groups of women in India who went out and hugged trees. They kind of invented tree hugging as an action. They hugged the trees to protect the trees from being cut down. There are the water protectors who have stood up to protect the water from the oil pipeline. There's many ways that we can protect our forests, our trees, our environment, all the children who lack protection, as well as protecting our own children, our relatives, our nieces, our nephews, anyone who needs our protection. But that is where we bring forth our fire to activate our power to protect, to stand up for what we believe in, to protect human rights, to protect the rights of children, to protect the rights of the earth. These are the qualities of the spiritual mother. These are the qualities of Durga, who protects the whole world from the horrible buffalo demon. And yet there's more to it. Moving on, we come to the heart. This is really what we might first imagine when we think of our spiritual motherhood. But we can't have that love, that mother love, as a wishy-washy thing. So that mother love starts with that power of support, having our own strong perineum. It starts with that nurturance, feeding ourselves, feeding others, then that ability to protect, to stand up, to be counted. And on that foundation, we can truly find the power of the heart chakra, Anahata chakra, the power of love, the quality that we hopefully all think of when we think of motherhood, of mother love, the one that loves us so much. And I know there are those of you listening to this who did not feel love from their mother, but yet, willingly or unwillingly, she held you in her womb for 9 months and she birthed you in pain. That much at least was given to you. But in general, when we think of motherhood, we think of a love that sacrifices itself in such great ways to go through the pains of birth, to bring life into the world, to be that warm lap, that warm hug, to be that breast that provides the milk, to offer that love to our own children, to our own family, to offer that love to all. For when we think of spiritual motherhood, it becomes a love that is without limit. That's the difference between a mom and a ma, or a spiritual mother. In spiritual motherhood, that love is not only for my family, that love is for all. That love is for all. Love everyone, serve everyone, feed everyone. This is to be a mother. This is to be a saint. The most needed quality in this entire world is not money, is not wealth, is love. And love doesn't cost anything to give. It's completely free, and it's also the most expensive because it costs everything. Greater love, and I'm recording this actually on Good Friday. Greater love has no one than this, that he lays down his life for his friends. And yesterday, being Maundy Thursday or Holy Thursday, Jesus said, "A new commandment I give you, that you love one another as I have loved you." A new commandment I give unto you, that you love one another as I have loved you, that you love one another as I have loved you. By this shall all know you are my disciples, if you have love one for the other. By this shall all know you are my disciples, if you have love one for the other. That's the agape. That's the love that goes beyond the affection of family, beyond the erotic, romantic connection, that goes to all, that we love one another, that we love our neighbor. And there's that little debate that happens in the Bible where Jesus is asked to give a summary of the law. And he says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, and your neighbor as yourself. This is the whole of the law and the prophets. So that really comes directly from Hillel, who did it standing on one leg. That is the whole of the law. The rest is commentary. And the answer is, but who is my neighbor? Because we can define that differently. Is my neighbor the person who lives on my block? Is my neighbor the person who lives in my town? Is my neighbor the person with my skin color? Speaks my language? Is my neighbor the person who lives in my country? Who is my neighbor? The heart, wide open to the world, answers that my neighbor is everyone. Each person you see, you must love as much as you love yourself, which incidentally means love yourself. Everything comes from the ability to love yourself. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I have ease of well-being. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you have ease of well-being. May we be safe. May we be happy. May we be healthy. May we have ease of well-being. That is the love that extends to all. Love everyone, serve everyone, feed everyone, not only in my on my block, in my city, in my state, in my country, not only same religion, not only same skin color, not only same language. These are all incredible limitations that pair love in duality with hate, with exclusion. This is the love in the heart chakra, the love of spiritual motherhood is the love that knows no bounds, no exclusion, no hate, no buts, no ifs, ands, or buts. Simply love to all. Whoever I see, I welcome that person as my dearest friend. Whoever I see, I welcome that person as my beloved child. This is the love. This is the heart chakra. This is the essence of spiritual motherhood. And yet it goes on, for we come to the throat. And as we come to the throat, we have to speak. And what we must speak, what are the words of our spiritual motherhood? They are the words of truth, grounded in the support of the root chakra, of the strong perineum, grounded in our nurturance, our nourishment, having found our ability to protect, opening our heart to love for all. We are now called upon to do this incredibly hard thing, to speak the truth, to speak the truth, whatever the cost, to tell it like it is, to raise our voices, to speak out, to speak up. To speak the truth is the power of spiritual motherhood. She is here to tell her children not lies, but truth, the words of truth. So this is a big ask for us at this time in history when we must speak truth. The Neem Karoli Baba again said, love everyone and tell the truth. So we have to have the love first in order to speak the truth. So the truth we speak is not strident, is not enraged, is not angry words, is not hurtful, rooted and grounded in love. The truth we speak will find its mark. Just had incredible experience with our congressman because I don't agree. I don't agree with his stance on the situation in Gaza at all. And yet Sadananda and I did not come to him stridently or with anger. We came and the three of us are all holding hands and we're looking in the eyes of this, to us, very young, this beautiful young man. And we are speaking our truth to him in love, in respect. And we are speaking our truth. Grounded in love, we speak a truth that must hit its mark because someone will never forget when they are being met with unconditional love and the truth is being spoken to them. So we must speak the truth, as we talked another time in the talk on Satyagraha. We must speak the truth about the things we see happening in our home, in our family, in our town or city, in our country, and in our world. We must speak out because the spiritual mother speaks the truth. Durga speaks the words of truth. It is truth that is her weapons, and the weapons of truth will strike their target and transform the world. And we move on. And now we come to the Ajna Chakra, We come to the third eye. We come to the quality that is so often associated with the feminine, with woman. We come to Sophia. We come to wisdom. We always look to mothers for the special wisdom of mothers. Now my mother is no longer on a plane of life where I can pick up the phone and say, Mom, what should we do about this thing? But as long as she had breath, my mom would be there with something wise to say, some little word of guidance that she would still have for us, even when she was supposed to have dementia and she couldn't remember what she did yesterday. If you evoked from her her words of wisdom, she would have something very wise to say. So we look to the spiritual motherhood, which is also the grandmotherhood, right? Uh, Inside every grandmother is a mother, of course. We look to that grandmother wisdom, that mother wisdom, that is also a deity known as Dhumavati, she of the black crow banner, because we know that crows and other corvids are birds who hold wisdom. And the grandmother of the black crow banner is the one who speaks the words of wisdom, pointing us beyond the battlefield of life to the real. So there's different kinds of wisdom that go with spiritual motherhood. There is the kind of worldly wisdom, as we see in Polonius' speech to Laertes. This above all to thine own self be true, and it shall follow as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to anyone. Those were actually words of worldly wisdom, and yet still they ascended to the heights of wisdom. We see this kind of wisdom in the Proverbs, in the Bible. In many places, we see this worldly wisdom, practical wisdom. A stitch in time saves nine. People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, whatever it is. But there's another kind of wisdom that is of the essence of spiritual motherhood. That is the wisdom of Dhumavati, the ancient grandmother. That is the wisdom to see beyond the smoke, beyond the clamor, beyond the noise, beyond the battle that is taking place all around us, beyond everything that moves, everything that changes, everything that arises, flowers, and passes away, to see beyond all that to the real, to the great backdrop on which all of this drama of the world is playing out. As a spiritual mother, we need both these kinds of wisdom. The worldly wisdom that people turn to us for. How do you do so and so? What's the best way to approach this? But above all, that spiritual wisdom to separate the real from the unreal and always stand on the ground of the real. And this brings us to the seventh chakra, the crown chakra, and the ultimate quality of the spiritual mother, which is initiation. It is our mother who birthed us and initiated our human journey. And the child is brought for the ceremonies of initiation, be that baptism or circumcision, whatever the initiatory ceremonies are in that tradition. The one who is birthed must also be initiated. That's the meaning of born again. We have born again Christians, but unless a man is born again of water and the Spirit, Jesus said, that the mother gives us not the physical mother gives us a physical birth, but the act of spiritual motherhood is to give that second birth, which is initiation to walk the spiritual path. And we all have that capacity to bestow that gift on others according to our own lights, according to our own capabilities. So those are the 7 qualities of spiritual motherhood, from the strong perineum of support, through the cooking and serving of food, the nurturance, through the strong protection, through the heart wide open to all the world without exception. And that gives the power of the voice to speak the truth, whatever the cost, which leads us to the wisdom to see beyond the changing world to that which changes not. And through that, we gain the power of self-initiation and the power to initiate others. And I wanted to close this with a well-known West African song as we welcome our own spiritual motherhood. Fanga lafia ashe ashe. Fanga lafia ashe ashe. Ashe ashe. Ashe ashe. Ashe ashe. Ashe ashe. With my heart I welcome you. Ashe ashe. With my heart I welcome you. Ashe, 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 ashe. With your heart, welcome your own spiritual motherhood, whether you are a man, a woman, a non-binary, whoever you are, whether you have birth children in this life or not. Welcome. Welcome to your spiritual motherhood. Thanks.
Thank you for tuning in to Ayurveda and Spirituality with Alakananda Ma. We hope today's exploration has ignited a spark of curiosity and insight within you. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave us a 5-star review and share it with a friend. For more enlightening discussions and practical wisdom on Ayurveda and spirituality, subscribe and join our Facebook group, Alundi Ayurveda. To allow us to continue sharing valuable content, consider donating to Alundi Ashram. The links will be in the show notes. Until next time, may you walk the path of Ayurveda with grace and embrace the light of spiritual wisdom in your journey.
Trayambakam yajamahe Sugandhim pushtivardanam Urvarukamiva bandanam Mrityormukshi